Welcome to F.A.C.E, Akil. I've unmuted you, so I hope you have a mic.
I do. You should be hearing me right now.
Got you, buddy. Nice to be
Perfect.
speaking with you, my trading warrior brother. It's been quite some time, and thanks for coming in on a busy day with the NFP and
Yeah.
wild markets. How have you been?
Wild world we live in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Rod Serling episode that I can't change the channel. And, I want to talk about what's going on, but, it's been so long since I asked you how you got into the business and, a little bit about your journey and how you got started. And, it's always interesting when, people have evolved during a career to get the point A, the starting point, the origin. So
hmm
you want to share with us how it started for you and who do you blame for pushing you on this path?
Sure. I'll give you the brief
and
version, and it's
but before you do it, we can you can share your screen with the green box. It's on your drop down menu, and then we could kind of see what we're going to be talking about after that.
all
Do you
right.
see the green box?
I do. I'm trying to figure out. I've been sick all week, so my mind is still kind of
Okay. So you just
a
click
little
it. There it's
cloudy,
coming
but
up.
there
You
we
didn't
go.
have COVID, did you?
I hope not. No, I think I don't know what I had, but not. I don't think it was COVID. I feel better now, but just
Yeah.
kind of I've
All
got two
right.
kids, so you know how that goes.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh, okay.
journey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're laboratories. So
exactly.
how long ago was it, Akil? How long have you been doing it? And like, what was your first gig in the business?
So I started back in 2007, which seems like ages ago now.
Yeah.
And I got started in investments. I don't want to say purely by accident, but I think I was blessed that my father did a good job of keeping me financially educated. I think it's a major problem in this world that we aren't educated more just on the basics of money, how money works, investing. And, I perhaps have some conspiracy theories behind that. But my father did a good job of, from a little kid, teaching me about money, teaching me about savings accounts back when they had interest, teaching me about certificates of deposits and money market accounts. And when I graduated college, I spoke to him. I had some money saved up just from, I'm pretty frugal and I've worked my entire life. So I had some money saved up and I just had a conversation with him about what to do next. And he mentioned investing. So I started looking into investing at the same time. Things were getting serious with my girlfriend at the time, wife now, and ended up finding out that her grandfather type figure was this big time investor, this local millionaire that did real estate and invested in the stock market. And I kind of just used him as a mentor, right? First, I started off by just sitting in his office and just listening to his conversations, being a fly on the wall, kind of taking
Yeah.
notes. And eventually he took me under his wing and kind of taught me about investments. And I first got started in the stock market. And that's where I got a bug for it. I enjoyed the process. It wasn't something that I planned on doing, but I liked it. It was a game. It was a game that you can never truly master, but something about it kept bringing me back. And eventually it turned into something that I wanted to do full time. Keep in mind, this is at the time of the recession in
Yeah.
the US here. So I couldn't get a job. I was in grad school. I was too underqualified because I had no experience. I was in grad school, so I was too overqualified for what they needed to pay me. So I was kind of stuck in the middle. And I said, hey, why not follow this? And at the time, I was doing pretty good in the stock market, but it wasn't enough to live my life off of. And a friend of mine
Right.
told me about Forex. And of course, he told me all the things that you see on the internet. Forex, a foreign exchange market, it's so big. You can make more in less
Yeah.
time with less money. And I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. I'm going to be a millionaire overnight.
Yeah.
Um, and I entered it kind of with the wrong mindset. I entered it with the mindset of get rich quick. For me, I was this stock market guru in my head because I did well, even though I think anyone did well at the time. And I learned the hard way that it was going to take work. And I was stubborn for a long time. I struggled trying to figure it out by myself. Eventually, I kind of gave in and admitted that I needed to get help. I got help. I got coaching, mentorship. I still struggled because I was still looking for the shortcut, looking for the magic strategy that was going to make me money without putting in the work. And then eventually, when kind of things were at rock bottom for me, I had a long talk with myself in the mirror, accepted blame, accepted that change needed to start with me. And I went about doing what I needed to do to change. And, you fast forward 10 years from then, 13 years probably from then, and became a consistently profitable trader. And now I'm living my dream life. I'm doing exactly what I want to do each and every day, which I'm blessed.
Okay, so you went through an evolution of methodologies
Mm-hmm.
and probably some, mentorship. And, I'm looking at your setup here and it's pretty clean. Looks like you're only using, what is it, RSI underneath
Yep,
and
that's all
pivots.
that's there.
Yeah, and you're using some kind of supply demand zones.
Yep,
Is
just
that
a
your
visual support and resistance. Yep.
okay? All right. So, and now you mentor people.
Yes.
So
Yep.
you've gone full circle from, you know, um, uh, I know for me as a mentor, I think a mission of a mentor is to help people avoid stepping on the landmines that we did.
Yes.
And, because it doesn't show up in the P&L, but bad trades, losing trades, if you could teach people to avoid those, they have a much better chance of survival. So, why don't we talk a little bit about some of the methods that you use yourself and that you teach and how it applies to, I guess we're looking at Euro right here.
Yeah. Well, first, and I'll piggyback off of what you said. I agree 100%. In that period where I said I kind of turned my trading around, I was really at rock bottom and I couldn't figure out what needed to be changed. And eventually I discovered just by doing reviews and whatnot that, I was basically shooting myself in the foot. And I kind of, I didn't think at that point, I didn't think I was going to make it in trading. My nest egg was kind of running out and I was starting to fill out resumes. And I said, how about I just try to eliminate my mistakes? Because I wasn't trading poorly. I was just doing dumb stuff. And I put forth this goal of just making one less mistake per month. So if I was making 20 mistakes a month, let's say the month of January and February, my goal was to make no more than 19. And it's amazing, like you said, when you can eliminate those mistakes, you keep more of the profit that you were making anyway.
What were the main ones, Akil? What were the main mistakes that, usually it's an area that, and we all know, I mean, I've been doing it for a long time and I still know my weaknesses is I have trouble with great holds. I make
Mm-hmm.
the trade, I make the tough money. I, sometimes just take everything off instead of just leaving a piece on when the windfalls come. So to me, it's having the patience to wait for targets to be achieved as a weak point. Which, if you have a decent hit rate, it doesn't hurt you. But if you don't, it's
Yeah.
going to hurt you because you need those windfalls to make up for your bad trades. So, what was it for you? What were the mistakes, the one a month, that you found you needed to eliminate?
Very similar. It was basically anything involving money. I was very emotionally attached to money. So
Okay.
trades that I should have kept on,
Yep.
I would exit at the first sign of profit because in my mind, if I made money, it was a good trade. In reality, I should have made more. But it was taking profits early and moving stops back. So I would cut my winners short, not getting what I'm supposed to get from my winners. My losses, I would move my stops back. I call it trading off the hopium, right? Hoping that the market would reverse and give me a
I
shot.
call it CIC, a CIC order. You know what that is?
See, I see.
For
No.
a stop, cancel if close.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Huh?
yeah. That's
All
good.
right. Okay.
But that was it.
So
Yeah. So my risk reward was all skewed, and I had a really good hit rate, but my wins weren't covering for my losses, and it was weird because I felt like I was trading good per win percentage. I'm doing air quotes here, but my P and L
yeah.
was in the negative.
Okay.
Um,
All right. So, that I think that's so common,
mhm,
first daylight syndrome. So, the way that sometimes I overcome it is trading in pieces
mhm.
on both the developing of a position and the letting go of a position. Do you trade multiples so that you could, take partial profits and still have something going? Is that what you teach people to do? Take partials?
Yes, depending on the strategy, obviously, if it's, I'm more of a counter trend trader myself, but if, so for my counter trend trading situations where I'm looking for just a quick relief in the market, a quick reversal, I'm usually one in, one out, meaning I have a single exit position,
Okay.
because those moves we're not expecting to follow through. But if I'm in a move where I'm looking to catch the trend up, then yes, certainly I think there should be an initial profit target, a safer one. I think that helps mentally as well, and then you can have either one or multiple other profit levels for your longer projection. So I
Okay.
definitely think that's important.
All right. Well, that's interesting because I have a kind of like a natural affinity to fade stuff. So, what do you
Mhm.
use to know when you have a low risk counter trend trade? I see you're using RSI. What gives you your higher probability outcomes when you're top picking and bottom picking, looking for reactions?
So the main thing that I'm looking for is levels of support and resistance. So that's I guess you can call it the backbone of my trading philosophy. And even my trend continuation opportunities, they all come at levels of support and resistance because I know that those are going to be decision points in the market. So if we look at the euro here, for example, and what a weird jobs report this morning, this is a previous level of structure. This is a previous level of structure resistance. So if price were to come up to this level, I would call this a decision point, and the market's going to make a decision. Either one of two things are going to happen. One, it's going to hold that level and we're going to see a little bit of relief. Two, we're going to violate that level and we may see a continuation higher. So I go through this four-step process called identify, predict, decide, execute, where I want to identify what the market is doing, where the market is at. Based on what I identify, I can then make a prediction, right? If the market is here, then I predict the market to go higher, then I predict the market to go lower. Once I make that prediction, then I want to decide how I want to enter the market. And that's where I'm looking for specific reasons to get involved, whether it's a single candlestick formation, whether it's a maybe some confluence with the RSI. And with indicators, you can see I only have one on, it's always secondary to price. So
Okay.
a good example would be here. If we were to come up, I don't know why I deleted that, but if we were to come up to this zone, right,
Hmm.
I wouldn't enter right away. So I'm not going to have a limit order sitting there waiting to get short. I want to be predictive in my analysis, but I want to be reactive in my execution. So I'm going to say at this level, if I'm looking for a counter trend trading opportunity, a short opportunity, if price action gives me a pin bar higher, a lower low, lower close reversal, then I'll enter next bar market. So what I'll wait for is
Okay.
something like this, for example. So price comes here, market gives me a sign that maybe we've probed this level, we've tested this level, but found selling pressure at the highs. That could
Yeah.
be an aggressive entry right there. I'd rather look for a little bit more
Confirmation.
confirmation. Yep.
Okay.
So a close below, just adding a little bit more confirmation that, hey, the selling pressure has taken over and there's a better probability of this thing going short than high. And we never know, but we're just trading in probabilities in the market. And that's what I mean by reactive. So
Okay.
I
What do you
think
use?
people,
Go ahead.
well, so I think a lot of traders get in trouble because they just they have the prediction part down, but maybe they react too quick. So they assume just because we hit structure means we need to sell right away. And the reality is we need to be a little bit patient. We need to, it doesn't matter what your entry signal is, it's going to be different for different people, but we need to wait for the market to give us that confirmation that what we're predicting is more likely to happen than not. And then obviously putting ourselves in a good risk reward scenario as well to complement that.
Okay. And what do you use RSI for, Akil? Use it just for overbought, oversold, or divergences, or knowing whether market confirms high or low? Because you don't have much on here. It's the only indicator you have. I'm curious why you have it and how you use it.
I use it for both oversold and overbought principles. I also use it for diversions. Working on something as well with it where I do pay attention to the zones in which the RSI is at. I don't have it drawn on here, but you'll see me typically draw at a level here at 66, another one at 33, and pay attention to the ebbs and flows depending on which zone it's at. But mainly looking for divergences in the market and overbought, oversold scenarios. Now, it's important to tell traders that are new.
Yeah.
I think a lot of traders think the RSI is a reversal indicator. It is not. It is a relative strength indicator. It measures how strong the market is. It doesn't tell you reversals, but you can use it in kind of the general theory. What goes up eventually must come down. So when you see the market in an overbought or oversold scenario, it doesn't mean it's going to reverse right away, but it could give you a clue that a reversal is coming, especially when you compare that with diversions. But I think a lot of traders get into trouble because they want to sell it right away as soon as it's oversold. And here's a good example right here.
Yeah, it could
Going
stay
oversold simply
oversold.
just means it's strong, right?
Yeah.
So if you're selling it right here, I mean, you're going to take a loss just simply trying to trade it while it's oversold. So it's a good complement, but in my opinion, price action should always come first.
Okay. All right. Was there anything else that you want to present to us today?
I didn't have anything planned. If your
Okay.
listeners want me to take a look at a pair, I can. I apologize again. It's just been a
That's okay, buddy.
rough
I know
week for me.
you're not feeling well. Why don't we do this then, Akil? What's your recent business model and website, and for people to follow you when you're feeling a little better, and people that are looking for someone to teach them? What's the best way for people to do that?
Well, I got a few places. My business is tier1trading.com. You can head over there. We do mentorship and coaching, lots of fun stuff like you're doing here, live rooms. We do accountability sessions,
You
training courses.
want to show the site? Share your
Sure,
screen.
sure, sure,
Show.
sure, sure, sure. You can also find me all over social media at Akil Stokes RTM, Trading Coach Podcast. I have a podcast out as well, which comes out 3 times a week. So I'm just all over the place, just trying to deliver quality content for traders and just, kind of help people that are in a similar situation that I was in, where they're looking for something that they can do to change their life. Doesn't necessarily mean go full-time trading, but something they can do to change their life and help them, whether they can pay for education or not. So it's trying
Well,
to
you
give
know what?
something for
Your story reinforces this fact. You're either going to pay to learn or you're going to pay the market.
Yeah, you're going to
I
pay
don't,
someone. That is
yeah,
true.
you're going to, and hopefully you don't pay the market in Ivy League tuition, that it's more like a community college or something. But, I appreciate the mission that you have because of all the hype out there, and you're a straight shooter, and appreciate that. I know you, and that we could get together and talk once in a while. I hope you and your family stay safe, and
Thank you. You
that
too.
all your students and mentees rise to your level in their trading as time passes.
Thank you. Thank you. And again, apologies. I know you don't want to hear it, but apologies once again for just, not being on my A game today, but
Hey,
didn't want to
you're
call out. I love doing
your
this.
your C game is most people's A game. All right. So anyway, it was a great conversation, and I root for you, Akil, and
Thank you. Same
wanted
here.
to, wanted to thank you for dropping by on a Friday. Get well, Godspeed, and thanks for being with us. And I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings, and have a great weekend. And we'll see everyone on Monday. Thank you again, Akil.
Thank you. Take care, guys. Appreciate it,
All right.
Dale.
All right. You're welcome. All right. See you, everyone. See you, Sinatra, Colin, Andre, Nazimja, Jugal. Adios.